How's it going, Blazers? We're going to bring you specifications you can relate to so you have an educated decision on your purchases. This is one that's from Sven. This is actually the owner and operator of messerdepot.de, and he's actually the designer of this knife, so that's an amazing thing for it. So he sent this along, reached out to me after Blade Show, so this is a place where you can pick it up, so support the actual maker or the designer of this knife here, and also you can get a Kydex sheath available through their site as well, so it's about, I think, $42 US, so if you do not like the leather, which I actually really like this one as far as how it carries, the Scout Carry. And then I did do the wrap on it, which was kind of an interesting process. I saved you guys kind of the issues on actually doing that live because it took me a while to figure it out. So one thing also great about it too is with the designs that he has, is something that he actually runs through with him as well as his wife. So he has about a size 11 hand and she has about size 7. So that's going to be something that he tries to make sure that it actually will work for a broad range of folks that are going to actually have their knife in hand. So that's something that is a great thing to actually run it by somebody else to make sure that it works for them too. But check it out, messerdepot.de, and then you convert it to English if you don't actually read the other language. So that's something great for that, and check that one out. If you want to take a look at it, let's get into it. So sorry for the delay on some of the reviews. So now with a fixed blade, I'm not an expert in fixed blades. I've done research on it. I was able to cut with it, figure out some of the things, and then asking other folks that really carry fixed blades more often to figure out what people with fixed blades really like. So hopefully I provide the information that you're looking for this. If not, let me know in the comments down below, and then I'll work on getting the format done because I have to change up the whole format from the folders to the fixed blades for this knife here. So now we do also, as of recording this video, we have about 149 more subscribers to go to get to the 2,000 subscriber giveaway. Yeah! Yay! Okay, so some of the things that already came in that will be part of the giveaway is going to be one from KPL. There's going to be their pack of the original KPL and then the KPL Heavy. Also going to have, so since a lot of people now maybe haven't tried the other ones, the one that was around before, Nano Oil, so this has the 85 and the 10 weight, so you're going to get basically the same weights between the two, so you're going to have that for it as well, so that's going to be in a prize pack as well. So each prize pack is going to get a KPL and also a Nano Oil set up for it, and then also on top of that there's going to be things from Pop Off Leather. Hogue sent in the EX03, so that's going to be this knife here. So this is going to be part of one of the giveaways for the EX03, so thank you very much to Hogue for sending this one along for that knife. We'll also be having something from QSP, possibly something from Benchmade as well. So now should have pretty good prize pack for 3 prize packs that will be going out for that. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe. Let's get up to that 2,000 mark and higher if we can. And I do appreciate everybody that's been around from the beginning. So support the designer of this knife. There's basically the SK03, so the third design that he came out with, and he is having another design coming out later on as well. So this is not going to be part of the giveaway because this is my knife. So I appreciate him sending it along. There's some things that you get in that you want to pass along and everything else. This was not leaving my side, so this is actually one that I'm going to keep. Probably one of the first fixed blades and one that I really like. So that will be kind of a precursor to how this is going to go. But there's going to be some information along the line as well. So we're going to look at this one. So this one comes in with N690 as far as the blade steel. So that's going to be pretty similar to 440C. So corrosion resistant side is going to be about a 26 percentile. And then all these things are in perfect world situations. So most times it's going to be about that amount. So heat treat, different things can make some differences as well. And edge retention compared to all the different super steels out there, about 37th percentile. And then the weight for this one's going to be quite varied. So it depends on what type of style you want to carry it. This is the way that I prefer it. It feels in the hand really well. Basically things line up where it should. And then for me, it just really works well in this format. So I probably would leave it here. But if you want to, you can take it from this to the naked knife, basically take off the scales, and they come with a tool for it as well. Or then you can wrap it. And so as you saw in the beginning of the video, it was wrapped. So they also give you the paracord. So you get the tool, you get the knife, you get the sheath, you get the paracord. So everything that you wanted to do to change it over to that format. And then also for when I received it, he also sent in instructions, which I had to convert over because it was in German. So that is something that I did as well. It was interesting. It took a little bit longer than I expected, but that was my first time wrapping a knife. So anybody else that was probably did that before would be like, yeah, this is cake, and this is going to be easy to do. So that's something that on my side it was a little bit different. So hand sizing, so we'll look at that for adult female hand for it. And so also think about as far as when he was designing the knife, so his wife has a size 7 hand, he has a size 11 hand. So you already took into account some of the ergonomics for the knife too, to make sure that she actually was able to handle the knife well as for him. So we'll also look at the adult male hand for that as well. And then so weight-wise, so the micarta it goes for about 4.7 ounces. Then you have in the naked format is a 3.4 ounces. And then you have the wrapped, which came out to 3.9. So that again, this format or this knife here, so you might have a little deviations for that as well. Sheath came in at 2.1. So you can kind of see how you're going to want to carry it as well if weight is going to be an issue for you. So price on the Workaholic from QSP, quality, service, and price, it's going to be about $100.89 through messerdepot.de. MSRP is about $105. And then that's where you can pick that up from the actual designer of the knife, which is actually a pretty cool thing that you can get from messerdepot.de is the Kydex sheath. So I will probably order the Kydex because this is a good one as far as a scout carry, but I think the Kydex would actually be really well suited as well for use. So that's where this does fit pretty well for the sheath. And then that's going to be how that's going to carry for you. And then you can actually carry it vertically as well in putting it through as far as a strap. But I prefer to just do scout carry. And I did it on the front of my body. And it didn't imprint very much. So that's something that I liked. So it depends on your body style and everything else and type of clothing. It might be a little bit different for you as well. But no real hot spots for it when I was using it. What I also picked up, so in learning about fixed blades, is what I picked up from local retail store. So that's where I got this. So this is going to be just a regular dowel. This is the biggest dowel that they had available for the store. And then so that's where I was able to kind of cut things to see how this is going to go. And so it shaves pretty well. As far as getting more of the feather stick type of thing, this one didn't do, it was a little bit harder to get a full feathering on the stick itself, but that might be down to what the grind is as well. So it also starts at a pretty thick spine thickness, so it is pretty good there for the knife too. So this one came out about for the length of it, so about 3.25 is the actual knife blade, and then it's about 3.5 all the way back to the scale for this knife here. Drop point blade, which is a really nice style for it. I like the look of it, and it's a flat grind as well. So that's going to be something that's pretty good as far as the sizing. 3.25 really for me is an ideal size for a blade. So it depends on your purpose, what your use is. It might be a little bit different for you, but that's one thing I did like about it. And so behind the edge thickness for this one is about 6 sheets of paper. So take those out of your regular printer, and that's going to be pretty much the thickness behind the edge here is 6 sheets of paper, and that's about 23 thousandths. And then the stock thickness is about 4 millimeters. So that's all the way back here at the spine. So it is a full tang, as you see there, of course. But that's going to be 4 millimeters. And then you can do basically the spine of the knife is a little bit chamfered all the way through here. And then the tip of it, you're going to get a 90-degree angle on it. So you could actually still use a ferro rod for the tip side of the spine, but that's not going to be something that you're going to be using on this end because it is rounded off. So that's the one thing that I found that some people did want on their fixed blade, is to have 90 degree for those type of situations. So for sharpness side, this one came in at 277 as far as the sharpness, which is still a new high-end cutlery for the knife. And that was actually after I was cutting some of the wood. So I probably should have done it right out of the box, but I was cutting some of the wood, so it actually probably did come in a little bit sharper than that initially, but that's still new high-end cutlery for the knife itself. And then this one came in probably about 50 or 25 degrees inclusive for the sharpening. So that was a pretty steep angle for it. And then it was a slight difference as far as the grind angle on both sides. So not a symmetrical grind. So it was about 52 thousandths on one side as far as the actual bevel, and 41 thousandths on the other side for the bevel. So that one could be cleaned up a little bit for the end result for it. So as you do for any sharpening freehand, or if you have a fixtured system, you clean that up fairly easily if you're wanting to do that. Otherwise, it does cut still well, even if you don't do that. So carry side, it's going to be Scout, which is the sidewards carry, and also as a vertical carry as well for it as far as a belt or a strap. And then this one, so the colors wise, so it has a black, a brown for the Flax Micarta, the Raffure, and then also a glow in the dark. So those are the ones that you can get. Recommend it. So this is one from QSP for quality, service, and price. And then that's where it's going to be available for through messerdepot.de. So as I've already alluded at the beginning of the video, for buy, borrow, or avoid, I would say to buy it. It's one that I really like. So for being a novice in fixed blades, this is one that I like. Fits well for me, very comfortable in use. So for the jimping itself on the top, I really could do without it. It's not really anything that, it's not going to go anywhere as far as the way it sits in my hand. So I could have it there or not. So while I'm doing those little cuts for the wood and everything, it actually, you can notice a little bit more as far as where your finger is going to land on that. So for me, it's a buy. If you want to check it out, it's not a very large investment for some of the fixed blades out there, and it's going to be able to be sharpened up pretty easily for the steel. So it's not going to be that major super steel, but it is going to be one that you could take around, use for all the different uses as far as your regular cuts. If you really need to baton it, you could. Not really built for that, but it is something there, and it also has a pretty good tip for it as far as if you need to use that. But check it out and let me know in the comments down below. And also, if you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing to the channel so we can get to that 2,000 mark, so you guys can get free stuff, and then we can just keep on going from there. Also, check out the charitable giveaway that's still going on if you're watching this before August 9th. If not, then still contribute to some of those organizations, and then we'll see where we ended up as far as that giveaway. So we already have a few $100 given for it from a few people. So thank you very much, and keep it up. And let me know in the comments down below as far as what you think. And thank you very much for your time.